Hello, welcome on board to the Sunday show. Another amazing day to learn, unlearn, and move forward as far as life is concerned. I'm super excited to welcome you on board. This is the Sunday show on NTA 25 Abuja, your unity station. My name is Uloma Ibe, and I'm super excited to welcome you on board. Of course, on the Sunday show, we usually have a guest that teaches us things we need to know on the topic on ground. Today, like every other day, we have Vox Pop. Of course, at the flip side of the show, you'll be joining the conversation. So let's hear your thoughts, so that your thoughts will be heard, your voice will be heard on this matter. Welcome on board. Let's take this quick musical break. When we return, we take to the streets of Abuja to hear their opinions concerning this topic. And definitely, you will get to meet my guests later. Welcome, guys.
On the king on the ones, on the G's on the Father set me free from the shackles of my haters. Spent 200K on the watch, not for flex, motivation and purpose. He set a table before me to showcase all my blessings. I did guidance for the church or back at the scheme of the plot. And I was pushed to start, back to back, I did make them mad. And there's no denier, nobody had that. The way I did me, I did on top. Private room for Louis Vuitton. 5-star, no be nickname, give me the money. Over the fame. See what we done. No be wallpaper, we they live this life. If you bring bad vibes, I go exit chat to you alive. See what we done. No be talk, we they show working, evidence they come. Till eternity, till eternity. Oluwa set me free from the shackles of my haters. 9 million the house, no be flex, motivation, purpose. I for do master cause baby I'm in. Different house, different location. So sick out than patience. Yes, I took a pause. See I'm back now, the things on top. And you no denier, nobody had that. When me day, me a day on top. Private room every time we shop. Easy no be nickname, give me the money over the.
Thank you, King Promise and Mr. Easy on that song, See What You've Done. Wow, beautiful song. Of course, today we'll be having a conversation on the impact of globalization on Nigeria cultural heritage. Before I introduce my guests, let's take to the streets of Abuja, where we'll sample the opinion of people concerning this very conversation.
Most things in the world have both the positive and the negative, which I would say are things we should actually focus on. Number one, on the positive side, you can say it brought about advancement, modernization. Like, let's use, for instance, the internet. Our people are like, you even check out the world standard Nigerians are repping, means that it has actually come and exposed us to a new civil world. We can interact on all those things. So I'll focus on the modernization, especially this Gen Z age where you see they do things that are out of the ordinary.
How we can preserve Nigerian cultural heritage, one of the ways is that the parents can teach the children, which are the younger generations, like the Nigerian language and the local dialect, so they will not feel isolated in a globalized world.
Globalization has helped in increasing tourism. For example, um, events like um, Calabar Carnival, traditional festival.
Globalization has aided in spreading or creating awareness about the rich culture of Nigeria, how our people are hospitable, how we have been able to enhance development, and also how to see how we can be able to improve on our cultures. Like in Benue State, where I come from, the Tiv Nation, a lot of persons have get to learn about how the Tiv people relate with one another and also our neighbors.
Before now, if a child should do something wrong, your mother will not want to know who is right or wrong. She will beat you, correct you, and say, who sent you there? But these days, you find parents going to fight for their children, and then you have them misbehaving and what have you not. So the impact of globalization on our culture these days is, in fact, it's taking everything away from us.
Of course, we heard that. Thank you very much for just joining us. This is the Sunday Show on NTC by Abuja Community Station. Welcome aboard. The Sunday Show is usually your companion where we learn and unlearn. This afternoon, we are privileged to have Malam Benga Abdullahi, who is the former director for National Council for Art and Culture. He is here with us. He's here to take us through this conversation. It's a journey, trust me, the impact of globalization on Nigeria culture health. Welcome, Malam. Good to have you. I know how busy you are, but decided to keep it very quickly. Okay, let's quickly hear you start on this. Start by telling us what is globalization, because that seems is a big grammar when you say globalization.
Well, when that concept came, many became where people started talking about the world globalization. As a result of the measuring the impact of culture, of what is happening in the world, from the developed world to the other parts of the world. You know, it became, the world was in a way connected. That was the advent of the internet. Digital communication, the spread of knowledge through books, the expansions of universities, and the cross exchange of ideas now became so global that whatever happens in one part of the world quickly gets to the other part of the world. It became the phrase globalization, and that was the concept that the world has shrunk to become a place where, because of the advent of communication, advent of knowledge, because of interaction that has been enabled by technology, the world was not in the scale of the global village. That was when the issue of globalization started coming in. And of course, the impact started coming from more global, more technologically advanced societies like the Western world, who are very seriously advanced. So we're now pushing a lot of things to other parts of the world. The economy became suppressed in other parts of the world. Education was now even there. Books started coming to us. Even the media, like they are so advanced, they started impacting our own world. That became globalization. Mainly from the first world to the second, third, and the other part of the world. That is
Interesting.
it was not really an evil thing, because the impact of things from more developed part of the world now to other undeveloped parts. That was globalization. They are two different. It is back.
Would you say it's been beneficial to us?
When the thing started, it was alarming in the sense that the impact was the traffic was not yeah, because we were now consuming products, physical products, intellectual products, visual products, and knowledge was consumed, generated in one part of the world and consumed by the other part of the world, on the other part of the world, which belongs to the individual. So it was alarming, because most of those things started suppressing many things that we had originally. Even fashion, we started taking fashion, everything that came from the West. So it was like an imperialistic tool to suppress other part. That was when it started. That was when we feel. Of course, our cultures were consumed. We are watching American food, Indian food. We are listening to Western music. We are wearing Western dress. We penetrated our culture. We started answering Western names. Everything local was seen as not advanced. That was the initial impact of globalization when it came, and that was when our culture suffered in Gaza. A lot of things were inside. Our culture was suppressed. So many, I even told you, whatever it is, our people started going out to study abroad. Things that were local were really under very advanced impact of globalization. That was the initial phase of globalization. Although we have other diseases that
Would you say it's the disadvantage outweighs the advantage?
at the beginning, it was very disadvantageous to our country in the sense that a lot of things that paradigms that were not ours, that were created in the West, were consumed. Even especially, we adopted Western education. Our curriculum was molded after British American education. Our languages, our indigenous languages were not spoken. Where colonialism came, and they also helped with globalization. Even after colonialism, and then when they left, this colonialism sustained globalization. So it was disadvantageous, seriously, at the beginning. But along the time, after our 20 or 30 years, to the moment we are in now, we can see we are passing the disadvantageous aspect of globalization. Because the platform in the world now, which has even enabled globalization, is the digital world, the cyberspace. It has permeated every area of the world, every aspect of life that people are now enabled to generate content of their own. Anywhere in the world you can put content out there. And since the content out there is not gatekept or it is not to war, it is free. Anything is good. So as the West is directing their content at us, we are also presently directing our content
and pushing back
to the West. For example, when you see the case of globalization that it is now, it has enabled us to also talk to back. Beyond the initial children of where our writers, our filmmakers start to get to and write back. Now, you will see that we need to develop. We don't even, nobody this is American education. Even 20, 30 years back, 40 years back, that is the only thing we have. But now, our musicians, our actors,
stepping up.
We have put us in the global space. So the West is now consuming our content voraciously. It used to be us consuming it before. Now, even films, our films there are Netflix, they are everywhere, they are new. So they are really everything. Our content, our culture is out there also for others. So we are reversed.
We're getting our balance.
We are not getting there. We are getting to the country where our own content there is also out there, enabled by the same population we're talking about. The new content of the and the West also consume it. It's a very surprise. For example, in our artists, we see them a lot of people singing our songs that we think are in our tongue, those are local songs, songs. Our mentality, our passion, all these things are all out there because the world is a global village now, but it is not one side as it was before. We consume from the West and the other way. We are achieving the balance now.
Exactly. Before when we hear the word is now a global village, we actually thought it's just because of the gadgets, the phone, the internet. But he's explaining beyond what we were thinking or knowing we were consuming content, not knowing, the fashion aspect, not knowing that it's affecting our cultural heritage. Let's head on to take a break now. When we come back, we'll still here to explain more and very shortly the phone number will be on your screen.
There's been a lot of faking, so many hearts to break me. The last time you check, I'm on deflated. See them start to drag about my rating. Mommy make you dance cause I'm with it. I've gone through the fire meant to bake me. But we all look out for the safety. Gratitude is what I'm feeling. Nobody will give me love, I go give my money. Say na shawty we go start you. Spread the moolah for her body. Wow, wow, shawty we give me love, I go give my money. Say na kele we go start you. Spread the moolah for her body. Sometimes me I realize I need a woman for my life. Money matter make you come alive. I go always stay online. Look with that but then they my side. When you say me I know the lie. If you try if you shut come you call that don't know the lies. Only you won't leave me bow. Oh long bow only you. Mokaraton spitting fire. Them say me I go retire. I said the boy down my own. Then go down. How the boy they blow. Me I the boy down my own. You know me every day for that. They can no see me I know but aya.
Yaya and Kido on that song. Sorry, that's the title of that song. Welcome back to the show. This is the Sunday show on 1825 Abuja. We are talking the impact of globalization on our cultural heritage. And we have our guest here explaining beyond what we thought or what we've been thinking. I didn't even think of that aspect. I didn't think about the movies, the Indian movie, the word, and all of that. But now you've opened our eyes to that aspect. Our phone numbers are on your screen for you to join us. You have a question and all of that. To get you attend to this question. Sir, you said you are gaining balance. I saw you enjoying the song while you were singing. And we are gaining balance. Are we balanced enough? Or we are still pushing? In a scale of 1 to 10, how would you explain our balance? 4. 4. You have a long way to go. Someone is on our phone now. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, sir. Welcome. Talk to us. Your name and where you're calling from. We can hear you. Your name and where you're reaching out from. Okay. You have a contribution or a question? Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. Is calling from today. Please do where to call us back so we get to hear you. You said we are at 4. Now, this the impact of on our cultural heritage. Would you say the young ones are more affected, the Gen Zs or the elderly ones?
Okay, well, the elderly ones are still the
really?
Yeah, because those ones are pretty old. They did children when they were young, culture was still very system and impact.
Okay.
But the Gen Z that we are talking about, they are still that are really or good English. They have caught the global culture.
Like they are not here, they are not neither rooted, here nor there.
They are not rooted in our culture. Most of them know what the parents tell them about it, or most of them have never even visited their village. They get to know the culture. But the culture has met them in that global space. Okay, how do we begin to trace back our steps? Well, the culture, what we are located in, what we are creating content that are places where you find it. The Gen Z are online. So you cannot create speech. You cannot do podcasts that talk about culture in a very innovative way that will interest the younger people now. They will not get it. So, but some people are already creating content that are directed towards the Gen Z, that are mining from our culture. And the Gen Z are watching. So don't see that they've not gotten for their parents. They are learning from the global space. The global space is the internet, the cyber space, our smartphone that are taking over our lives. Reading, creating, whatever we do today is It's possible to be out all over the place to make things possible. So those things are the things that youth are engaging in, and they are learning our culture in a way, let's say, separate way, the way that they are grasping onto things that are possible.
Okay.
I'm optimistic about this because I've seen that.
The caller is here. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, you're connected. Hello. Oh, we apologize for the network pickup. Sir, I heard you mention the name. You talked about. Do you have any issue with someone answering an English name?
Yes, I have an issue because the owner really for example, me, I look at that. It's funny. I say it's funny. But I have to look at it.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, we're happy to have you. Welcome. Yes, please. Talk to us, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Peter. I'm calling from Abuja.
Thank you. Let's get to hear you.
Yeah, this part of globalization and Nigeria's economy is very, very hard. Although Islam is really bad.
I heard in globalization on
the economy very hard.
Okay, we'll get to that.
So the name issue, I decided to answer and the reason my answer now has made me more popular. Because people like to know the meaning. You ask what is the meaning of this, the name is unique. So if you call yourself in a unique way, your uniqueness will be shown to the world. But if you go to borrow it, the name that you borrow, it's not yours. So those who answer all those foreign names, they don't even know what they are missing. And if you go to the Western world, whatever you call yourself, what you call it. I've seen the white struggle to pronounce this name. And your name will be put the way you put it. Nobody will say, why are you asking me? So if people in the Western world will call you by the name you call yourself, why are you now trying away from answering the name you should call, you should answer?
Okay. So a caller is here. Yeah. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. You know, I asked you if the younger ones are more affected or but these names are given by the parents, which are more elderly.
If you check those parents, the parents don't give their children So the local names are already given by the parents. It is left for the child to answer it. So sometimes the child will decide not to answer those names. But I know both parents give indigenous names to their children. I know that. Whether Igbo, Hausa, Fikanko, you see the Sandra, something. But the child will answer Sandra because it's child.
He choose to answer.
I know that because I've done research on that. So
someone is here. Hello, yes. Good afternoon. Hello. Network, what's the problem?
So it's left for children to take pride. You have to teach them that sort of pride.
So the jobs are for parents to educate them on the importance of
and also for the social structure, the organizational structure, the schools. Have a lot of role to play, and between parents and the school, and also the conscious choice of the child. For example, we make conscious choice. Our parents were not breaking down our heads. In spite of the fact that we live in a world where we still have a lot of influence.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello?
Our parents were not breaking down our heads. So if you allow the children make their own conscious choice. And when they see that their culture is rich, their culture is unique, their culture also has things that people can take pride in, they will make very good choices. So it is for us to push those things to them that are good about the cultural heritage that
as we begin to wrap up, sir,
yes.
What, like a word of advice? First of all, the caller mentioned something about the impact of globalization.
Yes, because if the economy is not well set, if the position of standing as economically on us, it will tell them, and that will make us not to plan. our culture. The economy that is impacting a lot like what is making the Japa syndrome possible.
Japa syndrome.
Yes, it's the economy. People go to the West to live a better life. And if
is it a bad idea?
It is not a bad idea. If they go there to the hope that the life will clear with better possibility, we are exporting them there, and of course our culture is failing. But so if our economy improves,
are we to blame them for that choice?
No, we're not blaming them. We're blaming the all of us, the government of the day.
Good afternoon. Hello.
So, what I want to say, as we are answering the question, we should not look at the relations in the deputy aspect. We should not see them. In those days where we are not available, where our resources are available, where we don't have a chance of hitting to the wall, we are disadvantaged. But now we don't have to concede because we have the technology to also make other people consume us. So and technology is that is why they say we should not miss this industrial revolution. The first industrial revolution we missed it, the second we missed it, the third we missed it. The fourth one is this digital industrial revolution, and we must not miss it. And our people, our government are doing a lot in order to make sure that we don't miss this revolution. That is why we have a lot of startups. And that is why they are encouraging the youth to take advantage of this. So if we don't miss this, we are not going to miss. Globalization will now become two-way traffic from us to the world, from the world to us.
Like a party shot now? Yes. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, from us to the world, globalization now is equal. We have a level playing ground. Yes, that is why we must increase our access. We must increase our prices. We must make this thing very cheap. So that even in the villages in Nigeria, anybody can be able to get it. When we do that, the traffic will be more cheap. You see, when we converse with we still have to invite something from the world, but then we will invite from the world, and the ground will be less, and the world will be richer for us.
Thank you very much, Malam Benji Abdullahi. Thank you so much for your education. You took us through the angle I didn't even think of. We appreciate you for your time. Thank you very much, our viewers. I'm sure you've learned a lot, and of course, say we are gaining the balance. I like that aspect. You will enjoy. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. This is still NT25 Abuja.
Mary,